awesome friends? It's Goddess of Awesome here, and I haven't made you a video in a while, like 10 days or even 2 weeks, I'm not sure. I have been occupied doing a lot of projects and things. I have my book finished. All I have to do is do the conclusion. So I have two chapters for sure that I need to reread and smooth over a little bit, and then my conclusion. And then I'm ready to publish. So right now what I'm getting ready to do is to commit to my self-publisher, and that's pretty awesome. And as soon as I'm done with my conclusion and I read everything through again and make sure that I'm happy with it, then I'm going to send it off to my editor. So a lot of change is happening for me, and I wanted to talk about that. This video, I wanted to talk about change, you know. I had a little critter come into my life, a child of the sky, and it's a beautiful bird, a crow. And crows are the sacred symbol of change. So I'm not a crow keeper. I would say I'm a crow. I speak their language, and somehow I just know what to do with them. The first crow I fostered successfully, my dog is here, and she used to sit down. Yes, everybody wants to be close to me. Everybody wants to be close to me, including birds. Actually, I have a pair of doves that are in the yard too, who come every time I'm outside. They come very, very, very close and sit next to me. And I think they're also eating the food that I put out for the crows. Now, crows are primarily meat eaters. In case any of you didn't know, they eat a lot of meat. They eat a lot of things, you know, but a crow is high protein diet. Primarily meat, you know. I'm a vegetarian, so anyways, yeah, when I feed the crows outside, I put the hot dogs, they like hot dogs and eggs and omelets and stuff. I put it up on the horse shelter so my little piggy can't get it. I have a sweet little gumdrop, very small little potbelly pig who kicks it in the backyard, and I had to put the crow food up high so the crows can get it and the pig can't get it. I'm getting a little off topic here. What I want to talk about is change, and crows definitely represent, you know, they're the sacred symbol of change. And so a lot of change has been going on with me, right? I created the station for you. I started it last fall. I mean, I created it, but I never posted anything on it until February 13th, 2018. So I don't know how many videos are up there right now. I still have a handful to upload for my final Central Massage tour that I just haven't had a chance to get there. I fired my hired hand, so I've been doing all the farm chores, and it's been kicking my ass. A lot of heavy things, you know. I'm just 5'2". But that's cool. Cowgirl's cowgirl up, you know what I mean? So, I look forward to the day of hiring a new hired hand, and we'll have so much more appreciation for them than when that day happens, you know? So getting back to change. So lots of change, right? This channel I'm creating, thought I might have heard something. I have a free friend. All my friends are free. I think even my horse trainer caught on to that. I'm a little too free-spirited with my animals. I'm definitely alpha with them, you know, that presence, you know, but I'm very into freedom too. So I treat my animals with a lot of personal freedom. I let them be who they want to be and who they need to be, you know. So getting back to the sacred symbol of change, you know, a lot of change happening. And what I really wanted to talk about, I have a dog who just won't stop. Okay, there she's sitting. What I really wanted to talk about is sobriety. Tomorrow is 16 weeks of no marijuana, which equates to 4 months, yeah? 4 months of no marijuana. I love marijuana. I'm 40 years old right now. I just turned 40 in April. It's June, early June 2018. And I miss it. I'm not going to lie. This week especially, I have thought about it handfuls of times. Almost every day this week, even today, I was like, oh my God, I want to smoke weed. I want to, I need to, and I can if I want. See, that's the thing. I tell myself I can do it if I want to because I need that freedom, you know? I need it. You can't tell me I can't do it. You can't take it away and say, no, this is forevermore no. You can't do that with anything, with me. And maybe that's true for all humanity. You know, when you take things away from people and you tell them, no, you can't because I said so, especially as adults. I mean, children, they're accustomed to that on some level, though I don't think they like it either. But, you know, they're used to not having full power of their control of their lives. When you do this to adults, I think it backfires, you know. Look at the Sex Act, you know, the Sex Trafficking Act. Trying to make it so people can't work, sex workers can't work, you know, patrons can't come find their providers. You know, I think that's going to create the demand even more, you know. So getting back to marijuana, I tell myself I can have it, you know, and I even have some, still the smallest amount. It's comforting to know it's there. I think if I didn't have any at all, I'd be like, oh my God, I need to get it, you know? But because it's there, and because I can have it, because I'm choosing not to do it, I'm electing to not use it for very many reasons, you know? So it's easy. As hard as it is, as much, as challenging as it is, as much as I still crave it, and I love the smell and the taste, you know? So yeah, change and sobriety. That's what I want to talk about right now. The fluttering sound of angel wings. If I didn't have my sobriety, I wouldn't have such radical change happening for me right now. And that's what I want to share with you. I'm not saying that you need to be sober. I'm not saying that you need to let go of anything. You know, I'm just sharing what I am doing. Maybe that could help somebody out there. You know, if you're feeling stuck, and I don't care what you're feeling stuck in, you know, maybe you're not a sex worker, you know, but maybe you are, you know. You can be on any branch. You don't just have to be a sensual massage therapist, you know. I mean, I'm a hand job expert, master, you know, definitely a master of that craft. But I haven't done it in 3.5 months. Well, I've seen one regular a couple times. But that's it. You know, I haven't been in the field. I haven't put into ads. When Backpage went down, it didn't matter to me. I mean, you saw I have videos talking about that day. My heart goes out to all the sex workers who are hurting, you know, from not being able to work. But I've been able to survive. I stole a horse. Now, that was tough. Oh, that was so tough, you know. I still have regrets about that. But I paid my rent up 3 months in advance. I took care of an atrocious $2,000 water bill. I've done more than that. I've done more than that. There's a lot of other things I've been paying. And I've been living, not having to go to work, you know. I didn't put it into Botox. God, I wish I did. I've been frugal. I've been frugal as frugal can be. I have goals, right? So what I want to say is that I am attaining my goals. I'm creating change, and I have had some epiphanies happen. I had to get rid of some toxic relationships. See, this is what I wanted to tell you about sobriety. Now, I'm not saying you need to be sober, and I'm not saying I'm going to be sober forever. I don't know. Maybe I won't. You know, maybe there'll be a day somewhere, many months or a year or few, that I may smoke marijuana. Maybe I never will do it again. I hold space for that, you know. I don't know. I have to include all possibilities. I can't tell myself never. In my gut, I feel like I know it's not going to happen. I'm not going to. I have too many things to do. I have to speak to you. And I have my books to release. I have the first one who's getting ready to release. What are we, June? Early June. I suspect it's going to be ready for print by the middle of July. So if it goes to print, I don't know how long that's going to take. You know, they're going to set me up with an Amazon store, the self-publisher that I'm going with. So my book will be immediately available on Amazon. And all the fulfillment will happen through that. That's all I wanted to do in the last year or more. I mean, you've heard me talk about it if you've seen any of my other videos about hopping on the Fulfillment by Amazon train, FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, you know? People are trying to find products that they can originize. Is that a word? That they can differentiate, you know, and make better so they can stand out from their competition. You know, and those are all some great ideas. But what about original content? What about creating original things? What about creating things that nobody else has and nobody else can duplicate because you own the original idea? That's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. That's what you see, the shift is happening. That's what I've done. Now it's not, oh, an idea. Oh, I'm doing it. No, I've done it. All I have to do is write my conclusion. Sorry, that just moved. My dog is driving me crazy. I should have kept her outside. She wants to sit on my lap. She's huge. Anywho. So change, right? How do we create change? Well, clarity. Clarity is invaluable. And getting toxic relationships out of your world, that's what's going to make momentum happen. Because it's allowing you the space to get creative. You know, I've had a toxic relationship with my mother my entire life, you know, and it's taken me 4 months of not smoking marijuana to finally clue into that. It's only been the last 3 weeks or so where little ideas, epiphanies have been opening up. Space in my mind has been opening up, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Oh my God. My mom's been using me my entire life, you know. I have been preoccupied helping her my entire life. I'm 40. It took until I was 40 to realize my mother is a user, that she's been using me my entire life. And if I didn't get sober, I wouldn't have known that. Now, let's back up 7 steps or so. June this month on the 26th will be 2.5 years of no alcohol for me. No alcohol. I didn't really get into alcohol till my mid-20s, till I started going social dancing. Everybody wants to buy you a drink. You know, I dibble-dabbled in high school, never really resonated with it. You know, it wasn't until traveling and social dance where I discovered alcohol that works with me. You know, unfortunately, I discovered that. And not, I mean, at least I know I've had those experiences. I've had enough experiences to know I don't want it. You know, you can bribe me enough to consume it. I cannot tolerate a hangover whatsoever, you know. Marijuana was the hard one because I love it so much. It smells good, tastes good, makes me feel great. But it also makes you procrastinate, okay? Anybody out there, I love it. I'm glad it's legal, you know. I'm always going to stand up for herb, you know. I love it. It's beautiful medicine, you know, and relaxation aid. But it makes you procrastinate, slows you down, you know, and I'm sharing this with you because if any of you out there who want to reach for the stars, right? If any of you out there who want to move mountains in your life, create new space, transform, self-actualize, actually come into a new space, a new presence, a new way of life, a new being, a new you, well, you might consider laying down your pipe for a minute. Or your drink. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying, look, this is what I've done, and profound things have been going on for me. So you probably, any of you have seen my videos about me bitching about my brother, right? My mom, my user mom, she's not an alcohol person. She's a person user. Dropped my extremely mentally ill brother off, basically orphaned him on my doorstep, let him be homeless on my street, suspecting that, counting on my compassionate heart to rise up and help him, to absorb him, to adopt him, to do hand jobs all day long and finance him, to do a hand job and give him the money for alcohol. That's what she was thinking. To do hand jobs and pay the rent and let him live in my garage, you know, to do hand jobs and go buy him some clothes. Does that sound a little bit like a pimp? You know, somebody who wants you to do sexual activities and expects the money. Now, my mom's very docile. Yeah, she's kind of passive. And she won't directly say, hey, Sarah, I need you to go do X number of hand jobs and give me the money. No, she won't do that. But what she does is play the victim. She plays helpless. She plays extra needy. And she's been doing this her entire life. She's 65 years old. And she has done this her entire life. You know, when you help people because they're in a hard time, and that happens. And that's a good thing sometimes, to help people when they're in a hard time. Help lift them up a little bit, if you can, if it's within you. That should only be temporary, you know? That's godlike, right? That's show some compassion and empathy. That's very God-like, you know? But to be a habitual helper, to conform to always rushing to somebody's aid, to be an enabler of an enabler. Like, my mom is an enabler of my brother being homeless. You know, she'll challenge me on all of this. You know, she doesn't know what to do. He's so mentally ill. Yeah, he's mentally ill, and that's really sucks. Well, she should have been stricter with him as a kid. She should have put him in some programs. She should have got him some serious structure. She should have made his ass go to the freaking military if it was ever possible, shape him up. He was willing to do that at some point, you know, but then they wouldn't take him because he has a record. We get a little off beat here, but not. It's taken me 4 months of not smoking weed in the most recent, just little bit, to have these bells go on that, my God, my mom's been using me my entire life, you know? So she dropped him off on my doorstep. I had to get a restraining order against him because he forcefully entered my house. He told me that my house is his. Everything in my house belongs to him. He deserves to be here. He's supposed to be here. And my mom's okay with that. She's okay with that. My mom got homeless a handful of years ago, 2010. She lost her house. I rose to the occasion and bought her an RV so she wouldn't be a homeless person living in a homeless shelter. I've never seen her homeless. She's not a cigarette smoker. She's not a weed smoker. She's not an alcohol drinker. She's not a pill popper. She's been a sober chick her whole entire life. She's just extremely needy, you know? She's never discovered her self-worth. And she's never put in the investment into herself to better her life. See, her idea of making money is breeding animals. She's a mill kind of person. I grew up with my mother being a puppy mill person. It was atrocious. It was awful. See, I never even had my own bedroom. I shared it with my sister, but we also shared it with 6 dogs. 3 carriers stacked on top of each other, 2 dogs to a carrier. That was just that room. She had the whole outside. She had so many. The most recent arrest that she went through, and she is now a convicted felon for animal cruelty and abuse, and that's the fucking beautiful thing. I used to not think so. Sorta. You know what I mean? I was happy that the animals got helped, but I feel bad for my mom, right? You feel bad. You feel bad for people. Well, that ship has sailed. Absolutely sailed. She deserved to go to prison. I mean, she didn't go to prison, she went to jail. She was on probation for 5 years, and if she would have got caught with an animal, she could have gone to prison. In that 5 years, she had 2 dogs. 2. One I had to take to a no-kill shelter. I couldn't take it. What the hell? What the hell is she doing? Expecting other people to take care of it. Another one she got, and it ran away. Thank God that dog was smart. When all her animals were seized, her dog hoarding friends went and took some of them. Poor babies. Those dogs went from one hoarder to another to be baby machines, you know? I'm getting a little off topic here. When my mother's house got seized, my brother was in the house, you know? They wanted to slap him with a felony. I rose to the occasion and helped finance a $6,500 lawyer to help him not be a felon. I did that, you know? I put down the $1,500 retainer from hand job money. You know, my sister who's a nurse, she helped pay. So I paid probably $4,000 of it. She paid $2,500. That was her money. She made the way she made it. I made my money the way I made it. $10,000 I worked for an RV to keep my mom from being homeless as hand job money. My mom's okay with me doing hand jobs for the rest of my life as long as I give the money to her in some way or another. Right now she wants me to adopt my brother and do hand jobs all day and give him the money. She's a fucking pimp. Pimping and pandering. Yeah. It's taken me 4 months of not smoking weed to realize that. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because there's a lot of change in the air. A lot. And I'm holding true. And I haven't smoked. And I want to smoke. And I'm not smoking. Because my book isn't all the way completed yet. And I don't know if I'm going to smoke after it's done. Probably not. I have another book that's already been created. I need some more developing on it. But very likely it will release this year as well. I have 2 books that can come out this year, 2018. I have another one that I know I want to write. So all I have to do is outline it and boom, I'm on my way. So there'll be some kind of trilogy there. I can't do that stoned. I can't make these videos for you stoned. I can't take care of my house. This monstrous house is a 1-bedroom, but it is huge, sort of. And my property's big, and I've been doing it all. So that's why I haven't been making you guys videos, you know, recently. But I'm going to start making you some more. I wanted to share that epiphany with you, you know, that my mom's been using me my whole entire life, selfishly. And one of her friends called me a few years back her hero child. Well, you should just go get your hero child to blah, blah, blah. She almost was sarcastically saying that to my mom. That has dawned on me that that woman was absolutely right. I have been her hero child. I have been the one to put myself, to pause my projects, pause what I'm doing. When I financed that lawyer for my brother, I was on my way. I had an apartment on Hawaii, the big island, and I was on my way back to my island. And my friend was on her way to the airport to meet me in Hawaii. And all I had to do was work a couple days, and I would have been there. And then the house gets seized with all the animals and all that jazz. So I delayed my trip by about 10 days. $1,500 for a retainer for my brother, $1,000 for the dumpster my aunt and uncle requested to put all, my mom's a hoarder on so many levels, you know. We had to clear that house out. She lost the house. It was time to move, you know. My sister brought something up the other day. I'm going to close this. I know it's probably a little long, but these are just some crazy epiphanies, interesting epiphanies that have been coming to me. I've been working since I was 10. Actually, since before that, because my mom's always been a dog person. She was into poodles when I was little. So for about 6, I have been working. I would, every weekend, I would wash her dogs. I would get about 6 of her dogs done in a weekend. 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and 10-year-old. Washing poodles, grooming their faces, clip, like a professional clip, in between their toes. Do their little tail with the pom-pom, the whole thing, you know. I got paid 50 cents a dog. And that was very motivating for me because I always had goals, I guess, things I wanted. I'm a Taurus, you know. So I would do that every weekend. My mom has been used to me busting ass my entire life. When I was 10, I wanted a pony. The only way I could get a pony is if I could pay for it. So at that time in the day life that a child could actually have a paper route. So I had one. I had a paper route to pay for my pony. I got that at 10. My sister helped me. She was 8. And the first month or so, we rode our bikes and we checked the papers on our bicycles before school. We were like 4:30 in the morning, before school. And through our routes, and we had to go collect the money too, door to door. They didn't have billing system back then. We had to go collect it, $4.50 for their paper every month. But I had a pony. Isn't that fabulous, you know? The sad thing is this. after a while, we didn't want to do the paper route anymore. And we had every right as a child to say, no, I don't want to do the paper route anymore. It was so from 10 to 14 strongly, I did the newspaper route. See, around about a year into it or so, they got rid of the children routes, and they made it so you had to be 18 and older. So my mom went ahead and took our routes in her name, but we still earned the money, and the money went to our pony. My pony, I don't know what my sister did with her money. She had a pony too, I guess. So we worked for our ponies, you know. But when the day came that we lost interest in the route and I didn't even care about that pony anymore, not that I didn't love him, but I was like, dude, I am sick of waking up at 4:30 7 days a week, holidays, everything. No day off. I was a kid. She never even let us quit. She would not let us quit. Demanded that we keep helping. That's fucked. That's a really mean mom, you know? 4 years of having a job, that was a lot for a little kid. She should have honored us and let us decide to quit that route, you know? Even if I stayed the night at a friend's house, my bitch mom would come wake everybody up at 4:30 in the morning and pick my ass up. She'd call and call and call and call. She'd annoy everybody in the house. We tried to ignore her a few times, I remember, and then she'd show up, picking me up so I could go throw papers with her. So, yeah, my mom's pretty much a very selfish person, and it's taken me 4 months of sobriety to realize that just in the last little bit. Just in the last little bit did all this click in, you know what I mean? It really was the icing on the cake, her dumping my severely mentally ill brother on me for me to inherit, for me to do hand jobs and support him. You know what my mom said to you, and I'll close this video. I can't even believe how crazy she is. When I got this house 5 years ago, she told me, she's like, you know, it's a different day and age. You can have a baby if you want all by yourself. She wanted to squeeze a kid out of me with no man and me doing hand jobs. That was fine with her. As long as she got to live with me forever and help take care of that kid. Talk about a codependent, huh? She wanted every excuse in the world to have to stay with me forever. She was completely okay with me leaving that kid with her for X number of weeks while I go do hand jobs all over the nation and finance the house and everything and come back. How fucked. So, change. Change in sobriety. I'm losing my daylight here, so I'm going to say goodbye here, but I have 4 months sober from marijuana tomorrow. And if I didn't get sober, I don't think I'd have any of these realizations. And my primary focus and goal for getting sober was to get myself out of the industry. I know I have a great idea that I'm sitting on. I've been sitting on this book for a long time. When I started working on it a few weeks back, I thought, oh my God, it's pretty much done. I have so little to do. I haven't had the time to focus on it. I've been so preoccupied. I couldn't get into my projects because my mom's a mess. And I've been helping her left and right. Storing things in my garage. Calling all the rats in the world because she's a food storage person. She's a hoarder. She's a hoarder on so many levels, you know. Just making extra work for me left and right. So I'm done with that. I'm done with doing anything extra for anybody. I'm a very loving soul. I'm a very compassionate soul. I'm a very empathetic person, you know. But what I'm not going to do is step myself to the side for anybody. If people need me to drop what I'm doing to help them and it's taxing me, they can kiss my ass, right? There's another video I made for you a while back. My motto for 40 and the rest of my life, kiss my ass. I'm learning it in other languages, so if anybody has another language you could share with me, please write it in the comment section, and if you could spell out the phonetics so I know how to pronounce it. But I have besame culo, that's Spanish. I have Farsi, which is gumshoe, which isn't kiss my ass, it's pretty much go to hell, because they don't have kiss my ass or fuck off in Farsi. And I have Armenian, which is vodas bachi. Isn't that fantastic? I love that one. Vodas bachi. I can say it all day long, you know. I need more. I started practicing Vietnamese, but I have more practice to do before I share it with you on a video because I don't have it yet, you know? But the concept is there, so I'll get to practice on that. So yeah, 4 months sober from marijuana tomorrow. A lot of change. I have my conclusion to write on my book, and it's ready to go. It's ready to go to edit, and the second it goes to edit, I have my publishing costs, my fees, so that's done. An Amazon store up and going. And I'm going to probably do a couple t-shirts. You know what I mean? That's where I'm going. I'm going on Amazon. I'm going to be an Amazon online seller. I have other things I want to do too. I'm still making you my website. I thought about this. You know, my web team didn't want to work with me just recently, they told me. So that's fine. I'll do it on my own, you know. I've had some counsel suggest that maybe I shouldn't do those videos, but I know too much. I know too much, and it would be a dishonor to humanity for me to take my knowledge to the grave. So it is what it is, you know. I'm going to share what I know. I'm going to teach people how to do hand jobs, real ones. True technique and concepts and ideas. Not the ones I've Googled, oh my God, they infuriate me. Coming from such novice people, daydreamers who don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've done over 100,000 hand jobs easy in the course of my 18-year career as a central massage therapist, and 3 years as, on top of that, as an exotic dancer. I've been in the gig for 21 years, you know? So I know something or two about that. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to say goodnight now because I'm losing my light, and change is possible. Reaching your goals is possible, but sometimes you got to get out of your own way, you know? Sometimes you have to surrender. I'm going to say most of the time you have to surrender to whatever you think, to your higher power, to the universe, to whatever, to the process. Surrender to the process. And for me, surrendering to the process was sobriety. That's helped. And definitely it's helped. So, broadcasting to you here. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's June sometime. Oh, I think it's Tuesday today. I did boot camp. Early June 2018. And I'm getting it done. I knew come hell or high water I was going to get it done this year, and I was absolutely determined to make that happen. And how I did that and how I'm doing that is I'm getting out of my own way by being sober, by not smoking weed as much as I wanted to. God, I've wanted to so much this week. Like, it must be my cells releasing it. I don't know what it is, you know, but I'm at the 4-month mark. We'll see what happens at 6 months. I suspect at 6 months I'm not going to want it at all anymore. I bet around then. But anyway, so that's all I know. Change is happening for me. I am absolutely reaching my goals. I'm absolutely grabbing the bull by the horns. And I'm absolutely claiming this year as my year. And I'm absolutely manifesting my dreams. And I'm absolutely moving forward. And I'm absolutely getting free from the chains that have binded me to my massage table for over 18 years. I have been a prisoner of the adult entertainment industry. And I refuse to be a prisoner of anything anymore, forevermore. So sobriety has been my key to unlock it. The cast iron lock is becoming unlocked because of my sobriety. So I just want to share that with you. Anybody who might be interested in the process of change or how to free yourself from the adult entertainment industry, that's what I've been doing. And I'll have more updates on my progress with you, for you soon. But in the meantime, I am the Goddess of Awesome. Bright blessings and be well.